Hey guys, so I have some free time at work and I figured I would just get on here and chat a little bit about what's on my social media. As y'all know, there's obviously a lot of celebrity stuff, which is kind of annoying to see, but for the most part, I watch a lot of like food videos. A girl can't cook, okay? I've been in food service for 11 years, and while that doesn't sound like a fabulous job, I do love what I do. I just personally cannot cook to save my life. Like, thank God I'm front of the house because y'all don't want me in the kitchen, that's for sure. But that being said, I do want to be good at cooking, or at least decent enough to where I feel comfortable eating my own food. I don't know. I like being self-sufficient. So, for example, when I got divorced, I knew I wasn't going to be able to work on my car by myself. So I signed up for automotive classes at my local trade school college. And even though I only did one semester, it still helped out a lot. So like now I know how to do my own oil, I know how to change my own tire, I know how to fix my brakes, that kind of thing. There's still a lot of stuff that I don't know how to do, but it has saved me. One of my spark plugs went out in my old car, and I just changed it in the Walmart parking lot. You know, like it's there's things that are so easy to do that I would have never even known how to do. And also, being a woman, that this is gonna sound terrible. Look, I get that sexism goes both ways. I saw somebody be sexist to a man just today. So like it does go both ways, but being a woman specifically, I see a lot of sexism at mechanic shop. Even during my class, there was a girl mechanic. This is what pissed me off. She was a female, and she was like, "Oh yeah, if you're a girl, I'm automatically gonna tell you you need something that you don't, or I'm gonna tell you that it takes longer than what it does because you don't know what you're talking about, and we're just trying to make that extra money." And I was like, "Where do you work again? Because I'm definitely not going there." You know, like it's sad, but it's true. Unfortunately, in this capitalist economy, if somebody can take advantage, I'm not saying that they will necessarily, but I'm saying that it very much does happen. And around here specifically, I've seen it a lot at like every O'Reilly's. It pisses me off because I'll just go in there for something simple or stupid. Like, I was changing my windshield wipers the other day, right? But I broke off the adapter piece, which unfortunately my car is one of those pain in the ass cars where every fucking part seems to need something else. It's very frustrating for me. Like, I hate that. I like the earlier models of cars because they're just easier to work on. There's less computers, less like just less of that complicated stuff that I can't even begin to know anything about, you know, or pretend to know anything about. But when it's simple, number one, it's easy to learn, and number two, I probably have some kind of basic knowledge about it, just enough to get me by, you know. And you would think the windshield wipers would be simple, but it wasn't. So I was like, hey, I broke off this adapter when I was just trying to, you know, take off the wiper part. Do you guys have another adapter? Right, well, they put me through the ringer. Instead of just being like, hey, just buy a whole new windshield wiper, it'll be easier for you, and we'll put it on, which I definitely would have done. They just, like, took me through hoops and bounds, talking about, like, you need this, and you need that, and you need this. And I was like, it's a windshield wiper. Like, it's a windshield wiper, guys. Like, I get that I come in here, I'm a woman, I broke something, I know that makes me seem really dumb, but I need y'all to bear with me, you know. So that being said, there is like a lot of sexism that does affect things and like me wanting to learn things and things like that. So I will say that taking those automotive classes has helped in that way. It's helped me avoid some of the pink tax, but definitely not all of it. And for those of you who say that like the pink tax doesn't exist, you're probably not a woman. So or you have a man that can help you out and do things for you. This is definitely not the case for me. That's okay. Nor would I ask a man to, you know. I'm sure, like, I have a really good friend that's a guy. We, like, I say that like we're, like, best buddies. We're not. It's not like that. But I'm sure if I asked, if I were like, hey, can you please come to the mechanic with me, you know, he would. But that's not something that I would do. Like, I don't ask for help. What is that? What is that? So that being said, I do like to be self-sufficient in every way that I can. If I don't know something that seems pertinent, I'm gonna try to learn it, and I might absolutely hate it. Like cooking, I hate cooking. I don't know if it's because I'm around food all day, every day, 7 days a week. Yeah, I have no idea, but I fucking hate cooking. But I'm still trying to learn it. So my For You page is a lot of like different recipes and things. What I hate is when you see like this really good YouTuber then become unrelatable, you know? Because it's like, it starts out really good, or maybe even really cheap or really simple. And then it goes into this really complicated, really expensive menu. And it's not just with like the menu, it's with so many other things as well. Or they'll be like, hey, you have this like food processor thing, whatever, super fancy, and if you don't have it, you definitely need to get, and I get that they're sponsored and things like that sometimes, but it just, when it becomes unrelatable, it's like, okay, well, your girl's balling on a budget, you know what I mean? Like, I work food services, I'm broke all the time. So, and but anyway, that's just something that I see a lot that's annoying, is that it always starts off good. But I did find this one YouTuber, and I really hope he doesn't change it up, because he does these like $5 dinners. What frustrates me is a lot of times when the YouTubers are doing like $5 dinners, they don't include everything, or they like, well, this portion of this ingredient costs this much, and I'm like, okay, but I'm going and buying the entire ingredient for this meal, you know what I mean? But it's like, if you buy, I'm a vegetarian, but this is just an example because it's expensive and it's what came to mind. It's like, if you buy a 4-pack of chicken breasts and you only use one for this meal, therefore this meal only costs whatever. I'm like, no, I want you to include the entire cost of the chicken breast, like the whole, all of it, include all of that in your calculations. Because even if I use it on another dinner, then okay, that's savings like coming up. But if you have more than one person in your household, this, you know, this meal becomes way more than what you're selling it as. Or like, they'll be like, oh, well, this meal costs, you know, $5, but they're saying $5 a serving. And they're doing like a 4 or 5 serving meal. And I'm like, this isn't cheap. Like, this shit's not cheap. Why do I want to? I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but I can't afford $20 a meal. So, yeah, I don't know. That's also my problem with cooking, is it's like, it's hard to buy a bunch of ingredients and then not know what else to use them for. Like, do I just make the same meal? I don't know. But it's whatever. I digress. I hate cooking either way. So, am I still going to do it? Am I still going to attempt? Yeah. Is it still going to turn out shitty? Yes. Yes. I also hate cooking because I hate reading instructions. That sounds terrible. It's the same reason why I don't like building furniture. I really don't. That's the one bad thing about not having a guy live with me, is that I have to build all my furniture myself. It's terrible. I have to change my own light bulbs. It's awful. Yeah, I don't know why I hate doing that. It's not like I can't. It feels like it takes me so much longer than it might take somebody else. And part of that is the ADHD. Like, I can't focus on a nonfiction piece of anything to save my life. You know, if I don't find it intriguing, right, it doesn't hold my focus. And those instruction manuals are boring as shit, okay? So I hate building anything. It takes me so long. Or I'll look at it. I don't know if I'm like dyslexic, probably not, but anyway, I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, well, this is how I'm supposed to do it. And then like 3 steps down the way, I find out that I put the whole thing together backwards and I have to undo it and read. I don't know. I fucking hate putting together furniture so much. That's one of the reasons why I prefer buying from thrift shops. Honestly, the older I get, the more prude I get about that, though. Oh my god. Like, if 17-year-old me met me now, she'd hate me. Because I'm like, what if it... I don't know. I guess I've lived in too many places that have like pests. You know, living in the city, finding an apartment without pests is like finding gold. You know, like it's rare. It is rare. And I don't like pests. Like, they drive me crazy. Honestly, growing up in a small town, I like never had to deal with it. That I mean, maybe my mom's just really good at picking apartments because it's not something that I grew up with. You know, I'm not used to combating pests in my house, and I absolutely hate it. And like, I don't get glue trap. Oh my god, glue trap. Oh my god, why do people use those? Why do those exist? Why is that a thing? What is the benefit of a glue trap? That's what I need to know, because why would, it's not like it kills them off. It just catches them. You know? Why would you not just put a shit ton of poison out everywhere? Everywhere. That's what I do. If I see a bug in my house, which if it's like, you know, a cricket or something from outside or whatever, I just catch it and put it out, you know. Or like a daddy long leg or something, I'll just put it in a jar and then put it outside, you know. Obviously not in the jar anymore outside, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I'll take him back to his home. Okay, I'll be like, get the fuck out of my house. But if it's anything else, your bitch is buying a shit ton of poison, just a bunch of different kinds, and just laying it out. Like, I'm not bothering with glue traps. I don't see the point, but they're so common. I'm like, oh my god, how, like, of course you're not getting rid of your pests. Of course you're not. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I don't remember where I was going with that, but, yeah. I did find a place that I'll be moving into here soon. Just because, like, I've been living in a small town. I absolutely love living in a small town. I do. But the commute to work is a 45-minute commute. And my car is on the fritz. Can't afford to fix it. I'm not making enough to fix it. And I can't work more because your girl's already dying. Like, I'm dying over here. Okay, I need my sleep. You know? But it's like, it's an hour-and-a-half drive, and I'm lazy. What can I say? So it's like, it's either move closer to work and then hopefully pick up more hours so that I can eventually fix my car, or, you know, I don't know. It seems counterproductive to like pay money to move somewhere, but I think in the end it'll be okay. And I finally found a place in the city that is pest free. I know somebody who lives there, and they have like no pests whatsoever, and good landlords. And it's like, it's a rare find, a very rare find in the city. So I think it's gonna be good. But I move there in a couple months, so hopefully that goes well. I'm nervous about it because I haven't really packed anything, you know. I probably should. Probably should get to doing that, but like I said, I work a lot, and that's just an excuse that I use to tell myself that it's okay to be a lazy piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. If anything, I work too much, and I think that that's been a big problem in like my social atmosphere. You know, obviously can't keep a lot of friends if I'm never going to anything, and also in my dating life as well. I dated a guy, it was a long time ago, but we're still friends now. And I had asked him the question, I was like, what is it that's like so wrong with me? You know, because when we first started dating, he was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna marry you and whatever, which is pretty well every guy's reaction when they start dating me. This isn't me patting myself on the back. Obviously, it's never worked out, okay? I'm single for a reason. And I get that there's a lot of reasons that probably go into that. But I was like, you know, what is so wrong with me that men always say that at first? Like, they're always like, you're the one. And then a couple months down the line, I'm suddenly not. You know, I'm like, what is the deal with that? Is it just the guys that I'm picking, or is there something that I need to fix? Because if there's something that I need to fix, let me know, right? And we're good enough friends now that he was like very open about talking to me, and he's like, well, you just live life too fast. He's like, you're always doing too much. And I was like, okay. I don't know how not to, like, I don't know, like, I get that that's something that I should probably fix, but I don't know. Like I said, it does affect everything that I do. And also working so much, I expect people to kind of like know what it's like and accommodate that for me. And that's not a good expectation to have, because number one, it never happens. And number two, it's unfair to expect that, you know? So it's like when I'm working a lot and somebody wants to hang out with me and I'm like, I really just want to sleep, I expect them to understand, but that's not a fair expectation to have, you know? Because as I've been told before, like, I choose the hours that I work. And even though I'm pretty well convinced that it is my only option to work this much, like, I don't know how anybody doesn't work a lot. But even though I'm convinced that that's the case, it's not the case for everybody. A lot of people don't, and they don't, like, understand or comprehend why, you know? And I could blame so many things as to why I feel the need to work so much. But at the end of the day, what matters is I'm neglecting social events and people in my life and whatever to work as much as I do, you know? And I feel like that puts a strain on every relationship that I have. So I need to find a better work-life balance. I just don't know how. Anyway, I'll stop boring you. I will say that, like, if you guys are still listening, which I highly doubt, but I appreciate you if you are suffering through this for this long. And you know of anybody that, like, also does vlogs kind of like this, where they're just chill, you know, like down-to-earth people just talking about their lives, let me know. I don't have internet at my house. My phone data is really slow, so only YouTube will work. And I get so bored being alone in my house by myself, trying to, like, clean or whatever. And I love music just as much as the next person, but there's only so much music I can listen to. So I'd rather listen to somebody drone on about their life, even if it's boring. So if you know of any other YouTubers similar, let me know so I can check out this stuff. I don't like listening to myself, so there's that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go.